everybody, Steve Clayton here. Thanks for coming back to hear more about our new product, Trinity Code. Just to recap, we flew here in my plane, and we're now on my yacht. And we're just trying to kind of show you guys a little bit about what kind of lifestyle an autopilot income can get you. And again, you know, if boats aren't your thing, if planes aren't your thing, I'm sure you have a thing. Right, so that's the idea. And I also talked about, and please check out the previous videos to hear more about this, but I also talked about an example of what I mean by this autopilot income, and that was one site, you know, just to make it as simple an example as possible, to make it as clear as possible, one site that's made $517,000 over the last 7 years with no SEO, no PPC, and no changes to the site over 7 years. In fact, a little bit longer than 7 years. So you can imagine that is the absolute pinnacle of autopilot income. Now, in order to accomplish something like that, in order to have sites like that, you really need three things, right? Which is kind of where the whole Trinity Code comes from. Aiden's going to talk about a couple of those things later on. And today I want to talk about what's arguably the most important, and that's traffic. Pretty easy to understand why that's the most important. I mean, obviously, if you don't ever get any traffic to a website, a web project that you're working on, you're never going to make any money. It's impossible. And conversely, if you have an infinite amount of traffic, I don't care what your website is, as long as there is some way to get a conversion, some way to get a sale, you're eventually going to make some money, right? So no traffic, you're never going to make any money, and infinite traffic, you'll absolutely be guaranteed. So traffic is absolutely the most important thing, and you know, it's unfortunately become the hardest thing, and it's just gotten harder and harder and harder. And so obviously one of the things that we focused on in a huge way was trying to solve that problem, and we have solved it like you wouldn't believe. And we've solved it with a software product called CrowdForce that we're really, really proud of. Google is not the only game in town. Right now, you know, Facebook, YouTube, even adding up all the Yahoo properties, they just recently announced this, they get more traffic than Google. Now, it's admittedly different traffic and it's in different places. The power of Google is that, you know exactly what people are searching for, and it's all in one spot, and it's, you know, easier to get, or at least it's easier to try to get, right? So it is different, but the traffic exists elsewhere. So how do we get that, you know? Well, what if you had a virtual assistant, and this virtual assistant did nothing but sit there and look for all of these different places where you could get little pieces of this traffic. So for example, it looked at all the forums and it said, hey, is anybody posting requests for information or starting a thread about what my website's about? Are there YouTube videos that are getting a lot of views that are about what my website's about that could have my potential customers, my traffic? Are people making Facebook posts, you know, about something? Are they tweeting about something that would be appropriate for me to put my website in front of them so that they could come visit? So imagine you have this virtual assistant, and that's all this virtual assistant does. It just goes out there and does all that, and the virtual assistant's job is then to say, hey, over here, there's people talking about stuff that is appropriate. You know, it's your traffic, it's your potential customers. Let's get in front of them, and then just tells you how to do that. You know, okay, well, let's make a forum post that has your website in it. Let's, you know, tweet your website to these people, direct message them, whatever it is, right? It's different for every traffic source. What do you think that would be valuable? Do you think that would be great? Of course it would, and that's what CrowdForce is. It's that virtual assistant. It's that ability to just run in an automated fashion, to go out and find those little snippets of traffic. And that's what it's all about, folks. It's going after all that other traffic that's out there, right, and using CrowdForce to assist you in that so that it's easy to do, and you have these great traffic sources that you don't have to worry that they're going to disappear overnight. So hopefully you get a little bit of an understanding about what CrowdForce does. You actually today have a chance to see it, at least a little piece of it anyway, so it gives you even more of an idea. So what do you need to be doing? A couple things right now. First of all, if you haven't already, sign up for our contest, okay? And this will also sign you up for notifications about the future things that we have to talk about with Trinity Code that are coming up kind of over the next few days. But sign up for that contest because we're also giving away free prizes every day, all right, and valuable prizes. We're giving away somewhere around $5,000 in cash and prizes, right? So real important that you sign up for that. You'll get entered in the contest, and you'll be notified about future updates with Trinity Code. You can download a piece of CrowdForce today, okay? So you can try it out for yourself, and you can get an idea of kind of what I'm talking about. And I think if you do that, you'll see the power of what we're trying to accomplish. If you haven't seen our previous video, then please check that out, because it's got some good information on it, and there's an important white paper actually too that I'd love for you to download that'll, again, help you understand kind of this paradigm shift of traffic generation. So anyway, thanks again, and download all that stuff, sign up for the contest, and we'll catch you in the next video. Thanks.